Hello everybody, welcome back. If you've been playing the guitar for any length of time, you'll have run into the issue of learning scales. And when the time comes for that, there will be somebody like me on the other side telling you that you should know every scale in every key, in every position, whether it's 5 or 7, whatever system you choose to use, and you should know them so well that eventually you'll forget them. And that's certainly a noble goal, because then the guitar becomes an extension of your body and your mind and your ear, and that's where we all want to be. But I've also found that through the years with students, the students can become very intimidated by this. And the problem is that then they freeze up and they become demotivated and they think that they should know everything before they can do anything with those scales. They become paralyzed. And I think that's a big shame, because you can make great music, incredible music, with just the things that you know. And there's many examples of this. There's very simple melodies out there, right? There's very simple songs with only 4 chords that are incredible. And so that's one thing I'm always very mindful of. You can have this great goal in mind, but don't let that stop you. And so today I want to demonstrate a little something that will probably open your eyes a little bit more. Before we begin, actually, let me just give you a little tip. When you learn a single position, I don't care what system you use, you usually have access to about 2 octaves and a few extra notes. That's plenty of notes to make an incredible melody out of. As a matter of fact, I will go so far as to say that if you can make a great melody out of 2 octaves, 4 octaves is not going to save you. Look at your favorite songs, 99% of them will have a very small range. But we're going to go a lot deeper today. And for the purposes of this video, we're going to use the cage system. And the cage system divides the fretboard up basically into 5 positions. We're going to stay to the key of C major. That's another important thing. So no sharps and no flats. And we're going to work mainly with this position, the easiest one, the first position. I'm going to post it here for you, and if you're on my Patreon, of course, you can download the PDF with everything. Otherwise, feel free to take a screenshot, okay? But this is the first position of the cage system in the key of C. As you can see, we go from the lowest possible note on the guitar, which is E, up an octave, another octave, and a couple extra notes, the F and G. Okay, that's the notes we have. Now, the cage system includes 4 more positions that brings us all the way to the 12th fret, where we then can start over. I'm going to play them for you one by one, just so you see how they are. The second position, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Okay, that's the first 5 positions, the only 5 positions. And if I analyze them, I see that after the first position, we got all the way up here to the 3rd fret of the 1st string, this G. And I noticed that with all the work I had to put in to discover the other and learn the other 4 positions, all I ever gained were these few notes: A, B, C, D, E, and F. That's how high I get with the 5 positions. So if you look at all the notes that I'm playing, that's 17 notes, I think. I'm only missing out on like 6 of them. So I already got a lot done with only 1 position, and it's kind of hitting diminishing returns as far as finding new notes to have to learn 4 more fingerings just to get access to a few extra notes. But it's even worse than that, or better, depending how you look at it. Because once I get up here to the 5th position, I can then play the 1st position again, just an octave higher. I don't have to learn a new position. It's the same position that I played at the lowest part of the fretboard, just repeated here on the 12th fret. I'll play the same exact position, the 1st position here on the 12th fret. Same thing. That I played before. Now, when I do this, so I don't have to learn anything new. Again, it's the same position, just an octave higher. These extra notes that I gained by learning my 5 positions, I have them in my 1st position repeated an octave higher. So with this position alone, I'm actually getting all these notes up to the G an octave even higher. So at this point, with only one position, I worked my way all the way from down to the lowest possible note to this G here on the 15th fret. Now, am I missing some notes? Yes, because I still don't have a position to, oh, I'm sorry, all natural notes, to play these 4 notes, but I've only studied 1 out of 5, and I've got this whole thing covered except for these 4 notes. So am I saying you shouldn't learn them? Of course not. By all means, do learn them, because when you change keys, when you want to use other techniques, when you want to... Right? When you want to express yourself in the instrument, certainly you want to know it all. But is it enough to stop you from making great music? No, because you still have a full instrument short of 3 or 4 notes, or 5 maybe if you have 24 frets, but you see what I mean? It's not life and death. It's actually, you know, a little inconvenience. And you might say, what if it was another position that I studied first? Maybe you studied on the 4th position. Well, it doesn't really matter, because depending on the key, these will move around. So you might be missing a couple of notes down here, or maybe a couple of notes up there. But overall, you'll have plenty of notes to work with. And as you can see here, when we look at the standard notation, you see how few notes you're actually missing out on by simply learning one position. Okay, so this works with any system, in any key, in any scale. I just demonstrated it in C major for the purposes of this video. Now, if you are thinking of becoming lazy about this, again, please do not. You should actually know it all everywhere so well that you forget it. But this is not an excuse to be lazy. This is an excuse to be creative. Okay, don't wait till you think you're perfect, because you will never be. We're all learning, we're all expanding. So always work with what you got, and then tomorrow you can just expand your horizons a little bit and then go back to making music, because that's the reason we learn scales. We don't learn scales to know scales. We learn scales and chords and theory and arpeggios and everything else. We do it so that we have the tools to make the music we hear in our mind. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please do like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I don't like to ask, but that's how YouTube works, and I do enjoy my content reaching and helping more people. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.